Number 2. This is active learning. So what is active learning? And here are 3 statements that kind of say the same thing. Students need to be engaged in some type of metacognitive process to help them understand how they're learning the material. A few implementation criteria for active learning. It should be consistent. Active learning isn't something that's done once a month or only when the dean comes in to observe your class. Active learning should be done every single class, and students should expect it every single class. Active learning should also be graded. Now, we've all heard that students don't do optional, and active learning is no exception. So unfortunately, we do need to apply some type of a point value to motivate students to engage. These are not activities that students can complete at their leisure when they're ready for them. These are things that happen during class with you as the instructor, guiding them through the activities. These are generic examples of active learning. At the core of active learning is moving students from the remembering or understanding phase of Bloom's taxonomy up to the applying, creating, evaluating, and analyzing phase. There are a number of ways I've attempted to incorporate active learning in Canvas. So when we get done discussing a topic, I will publish the in-class exercise, and then students go to Canvas and engage with the in-class exercise. Once students are done with the 1.1 in-class exercise, I move on to content for 1.2, briefly discuss the textbook, ask if there are any questions on the homework, and then we open up the 1.2 in-class exercise. The next active learning feature that I have enabled in Canvas has to do with the textbook reading. When students click on it, it will open up a PDF in an annotation software called Perusal. Perusal opens up the PDF, which students can view or print, but it also has a social component which allows students to annotate as well as create conversations about specific areas of the textbook. So here's a comment thread that a student began, and you can see that 6 other students upvoted this comment. There are a lot of additional features about Perusal that I'd be glad to talk about at a later time. But for now, Perusal is an excellent way to get students engaged with the textbook through a social media type of discussion thread. The final example of something new I'm trying this semester is a weekly check-in, and I have it scheduled to be due each week at the end of the week. This will take the students to a Microsoft form where they can submit the responses to what is your grade in the course, how would you rate your effort this week, for this week's class material, how much time did you spend? And these 5 answers are all related to McGuire's study cycle: previewing the material before class, attending class, reviewing after class, studying intensely, and completing assessments. I also asked them questions related to Bloom's taxonomy. For this week's class material, how often did you remember facts? All the way up to the highest level of Bloom's taxonomy. By asking these questions every week, I'm hoping that students become a little bit more aware of McGuire's learning cycle as well as Bloom's taxonomy. So I hope you have some ideas about how to integrate active learning in your own classroom this semester. If you have questions about integrating technological tools into Canvas, I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have. Enjoy the rest of kickoff, everyone.